I do believe that women are smarter than men are. Yeah, please. And that really calls for an applause and agreement, so please do applaud. But I do also believe that as a society, we need to do a lot more to acknowledge and recognize that. The Women on Boards program is a very recent initiative. The first cohort is going to get launched mid-April. And the reason some of us put it together, the three of us who sort of putting this together, is really to create more role models in society, right? We need more women to inspire other men and women to acknowledge that change can happen, and it can happen best and more sustainably when women are involved. Why in leadership? Right now, you will find that, so there's a good news. The good news is that there are a lot more women who are now in leadership positions thanks to efforts of people on the panel, right? But it's very interesting. So when we were interviewing people who had applied for this program, 80–90% of them were almost apologetic about how successful they were, right? I've done this because I've had a supportive family. I've done this because I was lucky. And my point is, we as women need to go out there and own the space, right? You will never have a man saying that, I'm successful because I can do this because somebody's looking after my children. You will never hear this, right? So I think as women, we just need to be just out there and, own the space much, much more aggressively than we've ever been doing. So one of the reasons we want women in board positions of non-profit organizations is, and these are all women from the corporate sector. So the entire cohort is going to have women from the corporate sector. We've had more than 100 applications for just 25, spaces, is because we strongly believe that they will be able to cross-fertilize learning. So they will actually be able to go back to their companies and create more empathetic companies. Right? And that's a strong belief because women don't think in silos, we don't think in boxes. We are able to very quickly translate what we've learned in one context onto another. And so we're very hopeful for this. The nonprofit sector has a lot of women, very successful, very smart women on the ground. But sadly and strangely, the number drops quite significantly at the board level. So the boards continue to have a lot of men who are driving this. It's, I think, also because of, just the age category. So all the women we are inviting to this panel are women with at least 15 years of corporate experience, and they all have the same stories. I have older parents, I have I have children, all of those. I've often wondered, I've never heard this from men, I've never heard this. And therefore, I think we need to really, really bust the stereotypes that we've been, creating. As I was coming here, this is just the universe speaking, I think. I was just coming here, and my neighbor frantically called and said, Aarti, I've got 15 missed calls from my husband. Now, she works from home, and her husband's gone off to work. And so she said, can you please, she handed me the phone, and she said, can you please check what's happening, right? And so I answered, so this man is, at his mother's place elsewhere. And so he said, the milkman has not come. What do I do today? 15 missed calls, okay? This is the reason that the gentleman is calling, okay? The milkman has not come today. What do I do? And I said, there are two options. Either you can go to a store. There are things called stores that sell milk. Or you can buy a cow, so you'll never ever have to call your wife 15 times when she's working. It's ridiculous, right? So I'll stop there. And I know my time is up, and Meera, we can come back.